Hi guys, it's Ray Newland here, and in this video I'm going to be explaining how you can immediately bounce back as an athlete when you make a mistake when you're performing in your chosen sport. These are the exact techniques that I mastered when I was a professional goalkeeper playing soccer, a professional soccer player many years ago now. Unfortunately for the majority of athletes, and I'm talking 90% plus of athletes, when they make a mistake in their chosen sport, that's a real negative experience, and that negative experience unfortunately ends up ruining their performance. Again, it doesn't matter what sport, football, basketball, golf, martial arts, just one tiny mistake can actually ruin the whole performance for an athlete because of those negative thoughts and negative actions. So in this video, I will guarantee by the time you finish this video, any mistakes that you make as an athlete, I will explain and show you how you can immediately stop any negative thoughts and actually turn a mistake. I know it sounds crazy, turn a mistake into a positive experience which will propel you forward to have a much better performance as an athlete. So let's dive right in to teach you how to bounce back immediately when you make a mistake while you're performing as an athlete. In this lesson, I'm going to be teaching you when you make a mistake, how to immediately reset your body and, more importantly, reset your mind. Again, sadly for the majority of athletes, when they make a mistake while they're performing in their chosen sport, they allow it, obviously their mind goes, the body goes, that's when they become nervous, and unfortunately, that's when they make more and more mistakes. You'll find out in this lesson that one of your superpowers, as crazy as it sounds, guys, is breathing. Breathing can help you immediately reset your body, reset your mind, immediately forget your mistakes, so you go on and use that mistake to propel you forward and have the best performance possible as an athlete. Let's start with the very first step to bouncing back after a mistake: controlling your body. The truth is simple: you can't think clearly when your body is in panic mode. When you make a big mistake, your brain triggers a survival alarm. Fight, flight or freeze. Your heart rate jumps, your breathing goes shallow, your shoulders tighten, and your mind starts shouting, "What have I done?" But here's the key: you can't fix that storm in your head by thinking harder. You fix it by calming your body first, because the body and mind are connected. When one relaxes, the other follows. The 7-7-7 reset breath. We're going to use a powerful breathing method I teach every athlete, the 7-7-7 reset breath. It goes like this: inhale through your nose for 7 seconds. Feel your ribs expand. Hold that breath for 7 seconds. Let the oxygen settle. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 7 seconds. That's one full reset. Do it again and again until your heartbeat slows. Here's the science: when you focus on counting your breath, you can't replay your mistake at the same time. Your brain can only do one thing consciously. So by breathing and counting, you're forcing your attention away from the error and back into the present moment. You're literally reprogramming your state from chaos to calm. Try it right now with me. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. Exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Feel that drop in tension. That's your nervous system shifting from panic to control. Posture and presence. Reset. Once your breathing settles, fix your posture. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Look straight ahead. Never down. This tells your brain, I'm back in control. The body leads, the mind follows. Every time you lift your posture, you signal confidence, even before you feel it. Think of it like hitting the reset button on a game controller. New energy, new focus. Putting it together. So here's your quick formula when a mistake happens. Step 1, 7-7-7, reset breath. Step 2, strong posture. Step 3, eyes up, ready for the next play. Do that once. It takes 20 seconds and you'll feel a massive shift. You'll go from tense and thinking about the past to calm and ready for the next moment. Remember, you can't think your way out of panic. You have to breathe your way out. Control your breathing and you'll control your body. Control your body and you'll control your game. Final reminder, thinking too much creates tension. Tension leads to mistakes. You can't think your way out of panic, but you can breathe your way out. In this lesson, you're going to be learning the power and the importance of something what's called trigger points. Now you might be thinking, right, what are trigger points? I will guarantee if you ask your favourite professional athlete or favourite professional athletes about trigger points, I will guarantee that every single one of them will use trigger points to some degree. It's that important. What a trigger point will do to help you as you're performing as an athlete is, first of all, it will help you immediately forget your mistake. Then it will immediately help you realise that you are a very, very good athlete, and mistakes are very, very rare for yourself. Then thirdly, it will help you immediately refocus on the game, so you're not going to go on to make more and more mistakes, okay? Trigger points will be another one of your superpowers. Now that you've mastered calming your body with the 7-7-7 reset breath, it's time for the next step, re-engaging your focus instantly after a mistake. Because if you stay mentally stuck for even 10 seconds, that's 10 seconds of lost performance. So how do elite athletes reset their focus fast? They use something called a trigger point. What is a trigger point? A trigger point is a deliberate, pre-planned cue, a small physical action or movement that tells your brain, forget the past, I'm back in the game. It's not random. It's trained, repeated and wired into your routine. Think of it like pressing Control plus Alt plus Delete on your mindset, clearing the mental clutter and rebooting your system. Why does it work? Because your body and brain speak the same language. When you move with intention, your nervous system reads that movement as a signal to change state, from emotional to focused. My own example as a pro goalkeeper. When I played professionally, my trigger was simple. After I made a mistake or conceded a goal, I would undo my left goalkeeper glove strap, take a slow breath, then tighten it again. That tiny ritual meant a lot. As soon as I felt that strap tighten, my brain knew. Reset complete. Next ball. Over time it became automatic. I didn't have to tell myself to move on. The action did it for me. How to create your own trigger point. Here's how you can design yours. Pick a movement that's easy to repeat and doesn't look dramatic on the field. Tap both posts, adjust your socks, clap once, straighten your shirt, or like me, tighten your glove strap. Add a phrase or mantra. Keep it short and powerful. Something like next ball, reset, still me, or let's go. Connect it to your breathing routine from lesson 1. Take 1-7-7-7 breath first, then do your trigger. That sequence tells your mind, calm then control, then commit. Practice your trigger until it feels natural, like tying your shoelaces before kickoff. Why trigger points work? Here's what's happening inside your brain. When you repeat a physical cue under stress, your brain releases a small dose of dopamine, the chemical of action and reward. That dopamine burst breaks the loop of negative thinking and gives you a surge of control. Over time, you build a reflex link. Every mistake automatically activates your trigger, and that trigger brings your focus right back where it needs to be. It becomes automatic, just like muscle memory. Build your evidence bank. For trigger points to truly work, you need confidence behind them, and that comes from tracking your success. Every athlete has bad days, but if you keep a simple record of your good performances, you remind yourself that one mistake is just a tiny blip. Example, goalkeeper. Note your clean sheets or great games. Golfer. Count how many perfect shots you hit before that one slice. Striker. Record how many solid passes you made before that miss. Then when you breathe and run your trigger, you can say to yourself, I've done this right 100 times before. That instantly replaces self-doubt with proof of ability. You're reminding your brain, I'm not a failure, I'm just human and still learning. Set your trigger. Today, after this lesson, write down your personal trigger sequence, your movement, Your phrase, where you'll log your success record. Practice it in training until it becomes instant. Next time you make a mistake, don't react. Reset. Quote, a trigger doesn't erase the mistake, it releases you from it. So in this lesson, I'm going to be talking about the very importance of reframing your mistakes with positive evidence and positive self-talk while you're performing in your chosen sport. Okay, so you might be thinking, right, what does that mean? So in layman's terms, you've got to make sure after you've performed in your chosen sport, you write down the good, the bad and the ugly. You need to know your statistics. You need to know when you're making mistakes. And I will dive deeper, obviously, into this lesson. But this lesson is super important because it works hand in hand with lesson number 2, trigger points. And if you don't get this right, it's going to be very difficult for you to have those positive impacts that you want using trigger points while you're performing in your chosen sport. Now that you've learned how to calm your body through breathing and refocus with trigger points, it's time for the third step. Reframing mistakes using positive evidence and self-talk. This is the step that turns every mistake into momentum. Step 1. Know your numbers. Build your confidence bank. Here's the truth. Trigger points only work when your brain believes in them. And belief comes from evidence. Every athlete should keep track of their own stats. Not just the bad ones, but the good ones too. When I played professionally as a goalkeeper, I started recording how often a mistake actually cost my team a goal or a game. After months of tracking, I realised it only happens about once every 15 games. So the next time I slipped up, instead of thinking, oh no, here we go again, I told myself, good, that's my one mistake out of 15. I'm solid for the next 15 games. Instantly, my mindset shifted from fear to confidence. That single piece of data gave me control over the story in my head. Step 2. Combine data and trigger equals powerful reframe. Now connect that evidence directly to your trigger point. Picture this. I make an error. I undo my left glove strap, take a slow breath, tighten it again and say to myself, that's my 1 in 15. I'm locked in now. Suddenly, what could have turned into panic becomes purpose. By pairing your trigger movement with your personal statistic, you're teaching your brain to turn a negative moment into a positive prediction. It becomes a simple chain your mind can follow. You make a mistake, you run your trigger, you remind yourself of the data. And just like that, your confidence returns. That's your winning loop. Step 3. Use positive self-talk. Affirmations that anchor you. Right after your trigger, fill the silence in your mind with something powerful, positive self-talk. Because here's the science. Your mind can't hold a negative thought while you're consciously thinking a positive one. So give it strong words to hold on to. As a goalkeeper, I used to tell myself things like, you've already made 3 great saves today. You're strong and focused. You're the best keeper in this league. While I repeated these affirmations, I was still doing my controlled breathing from lesson 1, but instead of counting 7, 7, 7, I was syncing my words with each breath. Inhale, I am strong. Exhale, I am ready. Inhale, I am focused. Exhale, next ball. Try it. You'll feel your state shift from frustration to control within seconds. Step 4, why it works. This process works because it attacks the problem on 3 levels. Body. You control your breathing to calm the nervous system. Mind. You run your trigger to refocus attention. Emotion. You feed your brain positive language it believes, supported by real data from your success record. The result? You stop guessing you're confident and start knowing you're confident. You've built proof, and proof always beats doubt. Action challenge. After this lesson, I want you to start your own confidence tracker. Step 1. Write down every clean sheet, good performance, or small win. Step 2. Figure out your personal mistake ratio. Maybe it's 1 bad game in 10, 15 or 20. Step 3. The next time something goes wrong, take your breath, run your trigger and tell yourself, that's my 1 in 15. I'm good for the next run. Then finish with your positive affirmation. synced to your breath. You'll feel calmer, stronger, and ready for whatever comes next. Quote, "A mistake loses its power the moment you turn it into proof that you can recover." Elite Athletes Game Plan, Turning Knowledge into Power. You've just completed the 3 key lessons on how to bounce back after mistakes. And now it's time to bring everything together in your Elite Athletes Game Plan. Because knowledge alone doesn't change you, action does. Step 1. Train your mind like you train your body. From today, start treating your mindset the same way you train your body. You wouldn't expect stronger legs from just watching squats. You have to do the reps. The same rule applies to your brain. Every time you do your 7-7-7 breathing, every time you use your trigger point, every time you speak positive words, that's 1 rep for your mental strength. And just like in physical training, the more reps you do, the stronger and more automatic your mindset becomes. Step 2. Print your workbook and do the work. To help you turn this training into real progress, I've created your Elite Athletes PDF workbook. Print it out, keep it in your kit bag, and use it every day. Inside, you'll find a space to write down your trigger point sequence, pages for your confidence tracker, where you log your clean sheets, wins, and strong performances, prompts for your affirmations and visualizations. Use it like a performance diary, because just listening to these lessons won't change anything. You have to take action, write it down, and apply it in training. Remember, information without application is just noise. Action turns it into power. Step 3. Visualize your development. Before every game and again before you sleep, take 1 minute to visualize yourself succeeding. See yourself breathing calmly after a mistake. Feel yourself resetting with your trigger movement. Hear your voice saying your positive affirmations. This isn't daydreaming, it's mental rehearsal. Each time you visualize clearly, your brain fires the same neurons as if you were actually performing it. You're not just imagining the athlete you want to be, you're becoming that athlete. Step 4. Your daily game plan. Here's your daily mission for this week. Do your 7-7-7 breathing at least once a day. Practice your trigger point in training or during visualization. Record your successes and small wins in your workbook. Repeat 1 affirmation before bed. Do that for 7 days straight, and you'll feel the difference. You'll feel calmer, sharper, stronger, because champions aren't built in the gym or on the field. They're built in the quiet moments when no one's watching, doing the work inside their own mind. You can't just listen your way to greatness. You have to train for it. So a massive congratulations for getting to the end of this lesson. Hopefully now that you've understand the power of trigger points, when you now make a mistake in a game, rather than being scared and nervous and thinking, oh my goodness me, I'm going to have a terrible performance, hopefully you now know that here's your secret bullet, okay? And please think about what I'm going to say now. Every professional athlete in the sport that you love follows this advice. Okay, they've got the trigger points. They obviously look at their statistics. They see obviously their previous performances. So they look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. They work out when they've made their mistakes, etc. So when they do make a mistake while they're performing, the trigger point kicks in. So rather than being like 99% of other athletes in your sport, where making a mistake is going to get your head down and it's going to lead to a poor performance, you're going to be different. You're not going to follow the advice within these lessons. You're going to act on your trigger point because you've got all the data there, because obviously you've been analysing your performances. And what's going to happen, okay guys, when you make the mistake, that's going to give you so much positive energy, because you're like, great, fantastic, I've made a mistake, I'm not going to make a mistake now for another X amount of weeks, X amount of games, X amount of performance. Can you see where this is going to give you the edge mentally for yourself as an athlete, but also as well how you can actually help your team if you play in a team, but also how you can demoralize the opponents as well. Because what happens is when a player makes a mistake, if you're in a team sport, they expect that player to crumble, because 99% of players crumble, or athletes crumble. But if you're in that 1%, guys, it's going to demoralise your opponents, or if someone, if you're playing against someone, or even if you're maybe a boxer or in the UFC, it's going to demoralise them because they think, oh, okay, this guy has come back stronger. Okay, so hopefully you understand the power of trigger points. It's beyond important. And I will guarantee, all the sports people, all your favourite professional sports athletes, all use trigger points. It's that important. Okay, so if your favourite professional athlete is using trigger points, okay, and everything we spoke about in these lessons here today or tonight, wherever you're listening to this, okay, can you understand if these professionals are doing it, should you? The answer is obviously yes. But please do yourself a massive favour. Please take action. Please don't think just by watching this video, even just once, okay, that magic's going to happen. You're going to have to watch this video multiple times, and you're going to have to put everything in action. That's why we got a game plan within these lessons. It's an action plan for you to literally now go and utilise and move forward. And I will guarantee is that if you follow the game plan within these lessons and you do it consistently, I'll guarantee you'll be 1%. You'll get in the 1% of athletes. I don't care how old you are, where you are, you will get into the 1%, because 99% of athletes that you're competing against either don't know anything about mindset, or they do, but they're just too lazy or bone idle, or for whatever reason, they just won't bother. I promise you, I guarantee, if you work on your mindset, you will be in the 1% of athletes in your chosen sport. That will give you the edge. But please, edge on your competition, sorry. But please, it's important. You have to put in action. I'm going to say it one more time. Please don't think by watching this video once, I'll say magic's going to happen. You're going to have to watch it, maybe every 3 or 4 months. But the thing that you've got to do is you've got to be acting. You've got to follow your statistics. You've got to obviously be putting the data down. So when you do make a mistake, and listen, don't worry if you make a mistake. Everyone makes a mistake. We're all human. But if you've got that data and you know, okay, I've made that mistake, here's my trigger point, fantastic. I'm not going to make a mistake now for another 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 15 games, okay? Can you see where that's going to put you, your mindset, on such a positive level to your competitors, guys? I promise you it will be life-changing. But I'm going to say it one more time. You have to put the action in. And as always, guys, if you need any more help and advice, just come to the community. Obviously, post out in the community. Message me anytime you want, and obviously, I will help you to the best of my abilities. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, again, please comment in the community or anywhere that you're watching this, and obviously inspire others, obviously, to help them with their mindset as well. Hope you enjoyed it.